For today's video, I want to do something a little bit special and give a Kickstarter spotlight to Wastenauts, as they are wrapping up their Kickstarter in a few days, and unfortunately they're not on track to make it, and I'm hoping this video will be kind of like one, good old-fashioned push for the end, that maybe we'll get some interest in it. So, the footage that you're seeing is taken from a stream that Shark and I did, which is why there's no audio, as it was just like us talking and discussing the game while we were playing it. But the design is essentially a cooperative focused deck building roguelike, and there really aren't too many of those on the market. So the game itself allows you to choose your character, which is from the four. You can only see three because one of them is being blocked by my portrait at the moment. Each character has their own set of custom cards, as well as rules for how they behave and do things in the world itself. So the green hair lady at the top gets a bonus when she is part of a crew that increases the amount of damage or the amount of dice that she can roll, while the blue hair lady allows people, or she can scout, so she can see what's coming up ahead. So there's this kind of like MMO group dynamics thing going on. So the game is set up kind of on a mission by mission or expedition focus. So the expedition is made up of a variety of cards, and each quote-unquote turn or day, you're able to set up a crew that's going to go out and try and look for resources and interact with those cards. So what we're doing right now is we're setting up essentially our party composition. Each party basically operates by being able to play or explore a certain number of cards. So Shark is controlling the blue as well as the sniper character, which is why I can't see scouting, so I have to rely on him to tell me what's coming up. While I'm controlling the green hair lady and the guy, I think his name is Lucky Jack or something, the red icon. So the more characters that are in a party, the less number of cards that they can pull, because it goes by the lowest speed. So the reason why we keep the blue hair lady first or alone is that she can pull 5 cards. That's the icon that you see below the 1 on the UI in the bottom left. And our goal is that we are looking for resources which we can then take back and then upgrade our respective characters and deck. When combat plays out, it is dice focus, as you saw there. The attack strength determines the number of dice that can be rolled, and this basically gives you a greater chance of rolling high numbers. So there is a kind of turn order that you see, our attack order at the top there. So right now my character is just getting some really lucky rolls and just dominating. But you can certainly have a case where you roll like 6 or 7 dice and you get all ones, which I'm sure has happened to many people who have tested this game. So the core gameplay of combat works out by you assemble your crew, you decide what cards are going to be in their decks, and the cards themselves are essentially abilities or passives. And we have very small decks. Like, this is not going to be a 20 to 30 deck per character kind of game. And then you can play with friends or in the kind of just public space. And then everyone can kind of get together and complete missions, where your quote-unquote progress is based on upgrading your respective stronghold and the characters that you choose, which could be a potential issue going down the line, as right now, because I'm controlling, I think, Lena and Lucky Jack, that those are the only 2 characters who are actually gaining experience, while Shark is only getting experience for the blue hair lady and our sniper scout. At the end of each expedition, there is a boss fight, and by using the materials that you find, and this is part of the reason why you have to explore, you're able to craft a device in certain cases that can weaken the boss. In this case, we are preventing his ability to heal, so he only basically does an action once every other turn. So right now I'm using my card for Lena here that will boost the scout because she has a lot of potential with her abilities and she goes first. So I think this was not the best roll. So the heart of the cards or the heart of the dice is not with us. But you can set up for some very crazy combos and get a lot of points. So Once you win or lose, you'll gain resources or experience that are then taken back, and this goes into the game's long-term persistence mode. By going to the store, you can use the resources that you've earned, and you get more resources by completing harder and harder expeditions that you can then use to unlock either new blueprints that can be used for each character or brand new cards, while the card limits are based both on resources and your overall character level with them. And there is a fifth character that we didn't get access to play. I think that was Delilah here. So each character is different. They bring different utility to the team. But you can only have a party of 4 characters and conversely 4 players to a single multiplayer group. And the game also lets you do kind of a, almost like a player-controlled or player-directed difficulty system by allowing you to buy monster cards that you can fit into the deck and change what enemies are going to show up. And the more dangerous enemies you have, it basically affects the quote-unquote level of that expedition. And the higher the level, the more resources and experience you get. So it does pay you to make things harder. And there's definitely a lot of smart design that we saw with Wastenauts, and there is certainly potential here. Unfortunately, of course, this is being kickstarted, and as I said, they are struggling to get the remaining money they need, hence why I'm making this video. But if you are a fan of deck-building roguelikes and definitely want to see an indie developer succeed, then I would definitely check this game out, and if you are so inclined to donate to the Kickstarter. At the time of this video going up, there should be about 2 or 3 days left. And if you want to hear more from the developer about the design of Wastenauts, I'm going to include a link to our developer podcast interview in the description down below. And I do want to thank Dean for getting in touch with me, because he reached out to me about checking Wastenauts out about a month or so ago, and I really did enjoy it. And if you are a developer working on an upcoming game and want us to take a look at it, or let me cover it on one of our spotlight shows or a video like this, please get in touch. Again, you'll find links to the Kickstarter and everything down below. And if you are new, check out our Discord and Patreon. Other than that, thanks for watching. Come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where he's in the art and science of games. Until next time, this has been a look at Wastenauts.